I love you, but bye.
I'm tired of your face today. I don't
Oh
want to
my
look at
gosh.
you anymore.
I'm
Ugh.
done.
Welcome to the Incoherent Fangirl.
Where we're still shaking over some freaking exciting news we got earlier this week.
We can't share yet, but
But
oh
maybe we
man.
will early for Patreon subscribers.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
So maybe
I'm
take a look at that.
Yeah, Patreon. I'm Mandy of Brown University.
And I'm Karin from Freya Grove. Welcome back to the podcast.
Oh God, that sounded like a newscaster.
Am I
Welcome to
getting better at
Dateline.
this?
It was very profesh, very profesh. I like it.
Which is funny because both of us, like this week, like we're way better on our notes than usual.
I don't know who I am. I don't know who you are.
We? Like,
you did even better than I did, and I'm
shocked.
shaking.
Who are we? This is insane.
I don't know. We've been
I promise we're
snatched.
still incoherent.
We're changelings. That's what happened. We're changelings. And now it's time for Karin to hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry. You could take out your headphones.
I know I should.
In our timeline, it is October 5th, and in y'all's timeline, it is October 13th.
I'm going to have a new nibbling in a few days when you're hearing this. I'm like, it will be officially like closing in on baby time. I cannot wait.
Super freaking exciting.
I cannot wait. I blocked out the whole week on my calendar at work. Like, don't expect me to be here.
Yeah.
If I'm here, you're pleasantly surprised.
Right.
If I'm not, you don't expect it.
Don't be surprised.
Yeah.
This week in fangirling, Mandy, what did you do?
I always have an excuse for why I didn't read much, and this week is no different. We had flooring replaced in 3 bedrooms of our house, which means we had to move everything out of those 3 bedrooms and then move everything back into those bedrooms. But I didn't stop there because why would I let it be that simple? No, I had to replace some of the furniture too. So all of our bedroom furniture got replaced. And could I just order something from a store that would deliver it ready to go? No. I had to order furniture that had to be assembled.
Of course.
Normally, I love assembling furniture. I am so tired of furniture. I even had to borrow my stepdad's car to drive to get a dresser because it wouldn't have fit in my car. The one thing that was assembled. So anyways, I didn't read a lot, but I did finish A River Enchanted, and I've read the sequel, A Fire Endless, both by Rebecca Ross. So during not A River Enchanted, during A Fire Endless, we have our 4 main characters still. They're Jack, Adira, Sidra, and Torin. And in the first book, they were trying to locate the people or parties or person or entity, they don't really know, responsible for kidnapping young girls on the eastern side of Cadence, which is the island that they live on. The girls seem to disappear within thin air. And with their hate relationship with Clan Brecken of the West, the Tamerlane clan, which is the eastern clan, are convinced that the Breckons have something to do with it. They are finding a way to steal these girls just in the middle of nowhere. They could be out in the yard in the broad daylight and then they're gone. As everyone on Cadence knows, the Breckons of the West are able to craft magic that is mostly unheard of in the East, but their land is terrible. So they often can't grow enough food to survive. So they have to enact these raids on the Tamerlane land. So the Tamerlanes have very fertile land, but very, very limited magic. So they're like, we're going to make it through the winter, but we can't, solve a gaping wound with magic. Like that person's probably going to bleed out and die. So A Fire Endless starts kind of nearly where A River Enchanted ends. They may have discovered who was taking the girls, which I won't tell you, obviously, because spoilers. But in the process of their investigations, the main characters, which is primarily Jack, who's the bard, pisses off some very, very, very powerful forces. And those forces start wreaking havoc on both the human and spirit worlds. There's a blight on the land that slowly rots crops, and it's now spread to the people, and it's like a plague. It starts out as like a purplish bruise, maybe on your toe or like at the tip of your finger, and it just slowly spreads and your muscles go all stiff, and then you eventually die from it just slowly taking over your body. We have Sidra, our resident healer, and she's in a race against time to find this cure because people are dying, but she doesn't have magical ingredients from the West that she thinks she might need. So she's kind of stuck, not able to heal with the usual herbs that she uses. Her husband Torin is a newly appointed newly appointed laird, and he's fumbling through this unexpected new role and trying to keep his clan together during these unprecedented times of terror and stress and anxiety and death. And then you have Adira in some unfamiliar territory, and she's pulled between who she knows she is and a past that she never knew about. And I'm trying to be careful of spoilers. And Jack, well, spoilers, but Jack has like the weight of the literal world on his shoulders. I freaking loved it. It's Outlander meets Divine Rivals. So Outlander with magic. Incredible. Incredible. I highly recommend the audiobooks. They're wonderful. Yeah, 10 out of 10. And then I read Felix Ever After. Oh my God, my dog just freaked out. She scared me. I read Felix Ever After by Case and Calendar. So Felix and his bestie Ezra are attending a summer art program because primarily Felix, but he's the one obsessed. They hope it'll secure a spot at Brown University, where I'm from this week. Outside of the art program, which is basically summer school, they are normal teenagers. They smoke weed, they party, they do teenager things in New York City. Felix spends most of his time at Ezra's because Ezra's parents are too rich to care about their child. They throw money at Ezra and then they leave. So they've got him an apartment that they never check in on. He's completely unchecked. So his apartment is always empty of parents. And Felix's dad is prone to dead naming and misgendering him, but also simultaneously working to help him get top surgery and have, hormone therapy, which seems so weird. Like such
a disconnect.
Yeah. It's like, what? That's the easy part. Like finding the healthcare to do all of this is the hard stuff. So Felix also has this frenemy, Declan, and after a particularly tense encounter with Declan, where Felix calls Declan bullshit, Felix goes to the art school to find a gallery of photos from his pre-transition life and his dead name posted everywhere. And that is not information that he has ever shared publicly since his transition. So he's got these really incredible friends who jump to get the photos taken down and vow to help him with some pretty clever ways in trying to find out who did it.
Definitely not illegal.
Right, not illegal at all.
Definitely not.
So Felix already knows exactly who it is, though. He is like, it's Declan, obviously. I mean, you mean to tell me that this is a coincidence, this timing, that I call him bullshit and then suddenly I'm ousted like this. I'm outed to this entire school. So he's got a plan. Felix comes up with a plan. He'll create a fake Instagram account, DM Declan, slowly earn his trust, and then spread all of his secrets and just give him a taste of his own medicine. Because what could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? A catfishing scheme.
Right. I loved the cast of characters in this story. I loved Ezra. I loved Declan. And I really freaking loved this girl, Leah. Leah was incredible. I wish I'd had a friend like Leah in high school because she's like, I don't want to give away spoilers, but yeah, she's great.
She's amazing.
I also love how there are certain characters who, even though we're not friends and even though we're fighting, I would never dead name you. Yeah. I would never misgender you like I'm an asshole, but I'm not that kind of asshole.
Right.
I had trouble with Felix at times because I felt like he could be super immature and unfair with the way that he treated other people. And I don't want to give away spoilers in that, but I didn't like some of the fickle nature of his choices that seemed not the best choices. But I also loved him. He felt like a friend that I just wanted to
shake.
Get your freaking life together.
Yeah.
And it was my last thing that I want to say is it was written in a way that reminded me a lot of What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. So it would have these really witty lines that make you cackle and then immediately hit you with pain. So it's like I hadn't even finished laughing yet.
Yeah.
And now I have to cry. And then I also went to my little bookish event with Shelby Mahurin and Rebecca Ross. So it was me and the twins and my bestie Brandy. We rode up to Decatur. We had dinner at the Brick Store Pub. We got a pickle plate. There was not a traditional pickle on this plate. Okay. It was pickled onions, pickled banana peppers, some Dijon mustard, toast points, some little pickled peppers, and pickled broccoli. And I have finally found a broccoli I enjoy. It was incredible. It was incredible. I will shout from the rooftops about that broccoli. Then we walked down the street to Little Shop of Stories, which is my favorite little local bookstore, local to Decatur, not necessarily to me, but
it's local enough.
Local enough. So an hour and a half. Did a little bit of shopping. Then there was a mix-up with our tickets. So I got an email the day before the event that said, hey, here's a reminder this event's coming up. Here's the event details, and it lists an address, right? And it says the Brave and Kind bookstore. Here's the address. So we're like, okay, it's like 6:50 and the event starts at 7. It's a 2-minute drive. Let's go. So we get to the bookstore and the doors are locked and all the lights are off. And we're like, what exactly is going on here?
Yeah.
So we open the tickets and it says the Decatur Library. What? So thankfully, everything in the downtown area is really close together. So we get there right at 7 o'clock and there's still a line. So they haven't started yet. And the women in front of us were saying, yeah, I'm kind of frustrated and I don't want to talk like ill of an indie bookstore. Like, we love Brave and Kind. They're wonderful. But they announced the change of venue the night before on their Instagram stories.
And that's it?
Yeah. And I was busy that day. I cut baseboards for my downstairs all morning. I frantically showered. Then I was driving. So I wasn't on social media at all that day. And so I wouldn't have seen that. I think that in the future, if that happens, they should probably send out an email. But yeah, so we were scared we were going to miss it. We didn't. Then a few highlights. The name from the Scarlet Veil, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary pals. Michal. Michael. From Shelby Mahurin's mouth. Michael. I text Karin in the middle of the chat. I was like, hold on.
The hell are you talking about? You're lying.
I've tried every other pronunciation. Every other pronunciation out there, I've tried.
I said so many different things in my head.
Michelle. Like, nope, Michael. She said that he, in her mind, is a mashup of Eric Northman and Klaus Michelson. And do you get more perfect than that? Because I don't think you do. She did say that her next foray after the second book for Scarlet Veil comes out is a Greek siren duology.
My heart.
She said she pitched a vampire book to her editor and her editor was like, I don't like it. And so she was like, okay, well, I really want to write this Greek siren duology. And they're like, yes, that. And she said she announced the Greek siren duology on Instagram. And like 20 minutes later, her editor called and was like, wait a second. I talked to everybody about the vampire book and they love it. They want the vampire book. So they had to table the Greek siren book, but that's what's coming next.
I feel like I remember seeing that on her Instagram. Yeah, vaguely.
I cannot wait for that. That's going to be so good. Yeah. They signed my books and I got one of the library card bags. And yeah, it was a nice time with my bestie and my little nieces. She made a reference to Six of Crows at one point, and one of the twins is super obsessed with that. So like her face was great. And then Sunday we did the rescheduled paint and sip party with local author S. Marie, who wrote the book The Moon and Her Son that I talked about a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So we went to a local coffee shop and got drinks and painted, and that was super fun. And I will forever kick myself because I forgot to bring my bag to that.
Oh no.
I left it out. I don't know why I walked past it. I brought the book, so she signed my book, but I'm gonna have to have her meet up with me to sign the bag. Please. I want you on here too. So I have literally hung it on my door because I'm going to see Alex E. Harrow tomorrow with my mom.
Yeah.
Literally hung it on the door. So it's like, you can't, I could still miss it.
You did.
Knowing myself, I could still, but hopefully I should ask Josh to put it in the car tonight. That's what I should do. That's the smart thing to do. And that was my week. That was kind of long-winded. What did you do this week?
I also read Felix Ever After this week, so I'm glad I don't have to talk about it.
I didn't mean to steamroll you on that one.
No, that's okay. Usually I talk a lot, so if you can take over some of it, I'm all good with that.
I know my voice is like, girl.
The only thing I want to add to that is I fucking hate Marisol. Fucking hate her.
I was afraid that I didn't know if that would be too spoilery, but yeah, Marisol.
But she's bad from the beginning.
That's true.
She's bad from the beginning. I didn't like her from the start, but the further on it goes, I really hated her.
And we can go ahead and say, so that nobody thinks that this is they've spoiled. That is not the person who does the gallery wall.
It's not.
That's not her.
It's not a spoiler. Yeah, it's not a spoiler. Sucks. She's just a terrible person. Just straight up. Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily defending Felix's dad. I don't think he was a villain.
His
I think
dad?
that
No.
yeah, I know we said like I said that he dead names and misgenders. I think that it's probably difficult for a parent who has been through losing the mom, because mom left, and that's not a spoiler either. That's
Right.
the first chapter. And so the only tie he has to that former life is a
Right.
child who's not that person anymore.
Right. And
But dad could
speaking
do better.
and speaking as a parent, like especially if you're there from conception through
Mm-hmm.
however long it's been, and Felix is like a teenager now, so it's
Right.
been
17.
several years, just having to change your mindset because like you have already, from the moment you find out there's going to be a baby, you have these preconceived ideas of what
Yeah.
that child's going to be and what that child's
Mhm.
going to grow up, and you have all these expectations and hopes for them. And you know, I think he is still adjusting to
Right.
losing those. Like, it's not that he doesn't love Felix and he doesn't
No.
like support him, it's just he's having a difficult time letting go, which is
That,
not a
yeah.
defense, but like he is trying.
Right.
He's not
And
doing it on purpose.
I can't speak for trans people and forgive anybody for
Right.
doing that, but I can
Right.
see how having, for example, a daughter for 12 years and then instantly having a son, it's hard to, I would assume,
Yeah.
immediately flip everything in your
Right.
mind from what you've had, like you said, from conception. You've
Yeah.
had this is what I've called you forever. And now, like at one point
Right.
he says, you'll always be my little girl. That's something that dads say to their daughters for
Yeah.
their whole lives. And it may just be like a knee-jerk thing to say.
Yeah.
And I'm not excusing that. I'm not saying that
It's
that's
not an excuse.
forgivable.
He definitely has a lot of work to do, and
Right, for sure.
but he's trying. He
And
is
he's such a
trying.
support in
Yes.
the medical ways,
Yeah. You know,
which is
all of
awesome.
and that's a lot of it. Like some kids, you know, some trans kids, they don't get to go through their transition and they're stuck in a body that they're not
Right.
comfortable
That's
in.
not
And
theirs.
so,
Yeah.
you know, that's a big part, and that's great that he was able to help with that, but he does have a lot of work to do on the
Oh,
other side of it.
absolutely.
So, like, he's not a villain, but
He's not
he
a villain. He's not
definitely
he's not
he
an
just
intentional bad guy.
he just needs to work on it.
Yeah.
And
He
he's
needs to
trying.
do better, be better.
Yeah.
Try harder, yeah.
Yeah,
But I didn't
for
want
sure.
anybody to think that we're like shitting on dad, because he's really not like
He's
not trying, I don't think, to go out of his
compared
way to
to
be
the
cruel.
bullshit that Felix goes through.
Yes.
I mean, and we shouldn't
Compared
be
to
comparing, but like,
Marisol?
fucking Marisol. God, I wanted to punch her. I'm sorry. I like really fucking hate her. Like,
Yeah.
and
I like Leah. Somebody says something transphobic in front of Leah, and she and Ezra both are like ready to fight.
Yeah. I'm like the hands,
Yeah.
like, love them.
Which I love. Yeah. That's the kind of
Loved.
energy you should have in friends, is the ones who
Exactly.
will immediately stand up. And Felix tells Ezra that someone said something to him like he just says,
Yeah.
this person said this to me, and Ezra immediately turns around and is like, oh, I'm going back.
Yeah.
I'm going back. We're gonna handle this
yeah.
right now. I love
Ride
that.
or fucking die, dude. Like,
Yeah.
for real. So yeah, Ezra and Leah were great.
Yeah.
But yes, anyways, I just wanted to add that little bit to Felix Ever After, which I did read this week. I read If I Have to Be Haunted by Miranda's Son. It follows Kara Tang, who can see ghosts.
I just got that today.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I love this book. So Kara Tang can see ghosts, but and she's been able to since she was like, I don't know, 5. Not a spoiler. That's on the jacket.
Yeah.
But she pretends that she can't. So nobody living or dead can know that she can see a ghost, except for her mom and her grandmother, who is a ghost. So her mom is like, you need to, hide that part. Don't encourage it. Just don't do that.
Conceal, don't feel.
Basically. And then you've got Zacharias Coulson, who has been the bane of her existence since they were children. Like, they hate each other. These two go at it. They're like constant. Like, there's a scene, and this is not a spoiler, where Zach walks up to her and the entire cafeteria goes quiet because they know something's gonna go down. Like, that's how in their faces they are with each other, right? So Zach and Kara they do not like each other. Well, then Kara stumbles upon Zach's dead body.
Oh shit.
And she is shocked, and then she hears him talking and she reacts to it, and she's like, oh shit, he's a ghost. Now he knows I can
him.
And he's like, why can you see me? And she's like, God damn it. And so they end up going back to Kara's house, Kara and Zach's ghost, to talk to her ghost grandmother, who was also a like ghost speaker when she was alive. And Grandma tells them that they might have a chance to bring Zach back to life because he did not die from natural causes. There's some paranormal, supernatural stuff going on.
Ah.
And because of that, they have 7 days from the time that he died to try and bring him back. So they have to go on a journey
And
and
she has to
find
save him.
and so
Ugh.
Kara begrudgingly agrees to help because she desperately wants to go to college, but they can't afford it. And Zach is fucking rich. So she's like, $10,000. And he's like, what? No. And she's like, no, 11. And she keeps upping it until he agrees.
I was thinking you were going to say because she's a good person.
No,
I love her even more for that.
She's not a good. I mean, she is a good
love
person,
her.
but she's like, she just begrudgingly agrees because he is like, fine, I'll give you the money, but only if you can bring me back.
I love her.
It's so funny. But agreeing to help Zach means that she is putting herself at odds with her mother, who is like, you don't need to be speaking to ghosts. Leave the ghosts alone.
Yeah.
Like, they already have a strained relationship because, like, hashtag Chinese immigrant mother. Like, trust me, I can relate. But so she's at odds with her mom, and Kara and Zach gets sucked into this like liminal world that is filled with monsters and magic, and they go on this whole journey to try and find the cure, the antidote for how to get Zach back to life.
Mhm.
And as they're going on this journey, they find themselves growing closer because they kind of have to rely on each other to survive. They're the only ones on this journey. And the scariest part of this journey for Kara is she's starting to realize she might not hate him as much as she thought she did.
What?
I know. Like,
What?
could not have seen that coming.
No.
No clue whatsoever. They are so snarky. There's so much banter. It's enemies to lovers. He falls first. Like, it's so
everything
good.
I want.
It's so good. And like the ending, listen, if there's not a second book, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna find out where Miranda Sun lives. I'm gonna drive over and be like, listen,
Yeah.
I need you to give me another book. Because the way it ends is not like cliffhanger, like, is he dead or is he alive kind of thing, but it does lead to like there has to be another
there
story.
could be more.
There's something more. And I desperately, in a bid to find out if there was a second book, I went onto the internet and I found the Publisher Weekly like announcement of the deal. She got a 2-book deal. So I'm hoping the second book is a sequel to this, because otherwise I'm not going to survive, guys. I
don't know how I'm going to make it.
I'm not going to survive.
I don't know how I'm going to do it.
But it was so good. I loved every minute of it. Like, so good.
I'm gonna have to read that one because I got it today and it looks beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the fairy loot, right?
I didn't want to say it just in case you hadn't gotten it yet.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, somehow I got it before you. You got yours today?
Yeah.
I got mine a couple days ago.
Yeah, I just was keeping it quiet just in case.
Yeah, no, I did get it. Yeah, it's beautiful. Then I read Felix Ever After. And then I read Kiss and Spell by Celestine Martin. So Kiss and Spell is the sequel, follow-up, whatever, to Wishful Thinking. And this one follows Ursula Caraway, which is the cousin of Lucy from the first book. And she was... I was hesitant going into this book because Ursula was not a great character. Like, she was not cool in the first book. There were some of her actions were like, "Oh, girl."
Yeah.
So I was
feel like I remember you saying that.
I'm a little hesitant, but
yeah.
So Ursula Caraway is looking for her happily ever after, but her fiance leaving her at the altar kind of put a big wrench in that. And then we've got Prince Xavier Alder, he's a Fey prince, and he is looking for the one, kind of. He has been cursed by the fairy queen and has to find the perfect kiss in order to break the curse so that he can return to the fairy realm. The two meet on accident. It's like the definition of a meet cute, and there's instant attraction, but he is actually on the way to a date. And because Ursula is like, you know what, I can't be that chick, so she like directs him, and because he's lost, he's new to Freya Grove and he doesn't know where to go, and so she takes him there and she's like, they have really good cake, and then they go their separate ways.
Oh.
And he goes on his date, and then they keep running into each other, and they form a friendship. And Xavier trusts her enough to tell her about his curse, and Ursula is like, you know what, if I can't have my HEA, then I'm gonna help you get yours. And she agrees to be like his wing woman. And it's a piece of cake. Like, she knows everybody.
Yeah,
It's
of course.
fine as long as they can keep their mutual attraction in check. Which, spoiler alert, they definitely cannot.
What?
I know, it's so shocking. I
So
was so surprised.
I bet you broke your jaw. Just
I know. It's just like, could not have expected that. It's really good. I feel like this book really redeemed Ursula's character from the first book, and it also explains a lot of her thought process and what she was thinking when she did what she did in the first book. So there's a good resolution. It's a little like it definitely gives Disney fairy tale vibes. So yeah, it was really good. I really liked it, and it's a slow burn. And I remember I was like reading it, and I messaged Dana, who, for those of you who don't know, she's a publicist with Forever, which is who published Kiss and Spell. And I messaged her, I'm like, if these two do not get it on soon, I'm gonna lose it. I'm throwing myself off a cliff. Like, I live for slow burn.
I know you hate it, but I love it. Their
like,
knees touch under the table, and I'm like,
it's like, and there's so much, and like Celestine Martin, like, she puts in so much like teasing, like for the readers who are reading it. Like, there's so many, it's not the same kind of like their knees touch, their hands accidentally touch kind of thing. It's like, because Ursula's a witch, like, and she has like the ability to see things, she teases us in that way. And I'm just like, and so, and it was funny because immediately after I sent that message, within that chapter, they like kissed. And I was like, but that was it. That was it. It was just a kiss. And I was like, no, I need more. I was like dying. So it's definitely for those of you who are like me and like slow burn kills you, like,
this is like assistant to the villain. When I closed that book, I don't know how it was on my Kindle. That's how. I don't know how I didn't chuck my Kindle across the room. Like, are you serious?
I still have words for Hannah.
I know. She knows. Oh, she knows.
So yeah, Kiss and Spell. It was really good. I hope that there is another book after, following hopefully one of the other Caraway girls. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. I read Stars in Your Eyes by Case and Calendar, which you have talked about.
That's such a good one.
I know. Broken.
I know.
It was so good. I just God, like all the stars. You're gonna have
to reread it with an audiobook.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's great. That audiobook is so well done.
From the first moment when I was reading it, I was like, no, I need this on audio. I wish I had this on audio, because you could tell, like, reading the book itself, like, you can tell the audio is gonna be top notch.
Yeah, there's a whole cast.
So I'm very excited for it to come out so that I can borrow the audiobook and listen to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because oh god, it's so good. So good. It's definitely heavy,
Mm-hmm.
but
not your typical happily ever after.
But it's so good. God, I loved it so much.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I read, the last thing I read was Trading Places by Emily Duvall. You've got Lexi, who is your stereotypical rich girl who has never had to work for anything in her life. She's very entitled, blah blah blah. We know the type.
We know the type, yeah.
Then you've got Evan, who is a mechanic. He works at his brother's auto shop, which is on the verge of going under if they don't get like a cash influx. Evan is also the legal guardian of his niece. His sister is currently in jail. The dad is not in the picture. So one night, Lexi gets dumped and drives off in a huff directly into Evan's car.
Oopsie.
And Lexi,
that's what we call a whoopsie do.
Yeah, Lexi is very exactly what you would expect from an entitled rich girl. She's like, how much can I pay you to like blah blah, you know the type. So they eventually agree she's gonna pay him X amount of money to tow her car to his brother's shop, but she realizes that she doesn't actually have any cash on her, and so when her like Uber arrives, she runs off and just leaves. And he's like, the fuck? But because Evan is such a good guy. Okay, first of all, Evan was like, it's dual POV, so Evan Evan was like, she's gonna pay me to do something that I was already gonna do for free, like whatever.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so he still tows the car to the shop. They find a really like fancy diamond bracelet and they put it in their safe because like it's way too fancy for the shop. They
Right.
can't have it laying around. Lexi comes in to pay them and goes to look for the bracelet, accuses them of stealing it because she can't find it in the car. And while all of this going on, Lexi and Evan are having like a standoff. Evan's niece is filming, live streaming on social media this encounter, and Lexi like goes
Oops.
pale, and the niece, I can't remember her name, I feel so bad, but she's like, you know what, you two should switch places. You should live
Ooh.
his life while he lives yours, and you guys have to do each other's jobs, and you have to live on each other's
Yeah.
salaries, each other's money, and all of that. And Lexi is like, fine, you know, she's like, she agrees to it. Evan agrees to it because he's like, this money is, they make the bet is like, if he wins they get like $10,000 or something, and he's gonna
Yeah.
put that into the shop. If Lexi wins, she gets her bracelet back. And so they swap lives, and they have to, you know, Lexi is now having to work for the first time in her life. She's also having to learn how to budget for the first time in her life. She is also learning, you know, how to do regular things that people,
my God, be a
know how to
commoner.
do. I know. And Evan is now getting a taste of like the rich life and is like, whoa. And then Sparks, obviously, because
What?
I know. So
You read
surprising.
so many surprising books this week. I don't even know how
Like
to
the
handle
fact
it.
that I still have my jaw attached is just insane, right?
Shocking.
I know. So sparks fly. Lexi is like, oh, you know what? I have to change everything about myself so that I can fit into his world. While at the same time, Evan is like, no, no, no. I need to change everything about myself to fit into her world.
Hell
So,
yeah, go be rich, dude.
and so, but he's being rich, yeah, but being snobby.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying you don't want to become you don't want her to become part of your poor people.
Yeah. But they like each individually make these decisions and don't talk to each other about it.
Oh, of course not.
Because miscommunication is a thing in romance novels. And so, you know, things happen. There's a miscommunication. Shit happens. But it's a romance. We know what happens. It was pretty good. It was decent. Lexi was really insufferable.
I hate that when you have a main character who you cannot stand.
I was convinced that she wasn't gonna change enough for me to like her by the end, but like she did the work.
She changed enough.
She changed enough. She you know, but she was just really insufferable in the beginning that I was just like,
like girl.
Yeah, but yeah, it was. And then there was like a surprising like character who was like not as bad as I was expecting them to be, which was kind of nice because I was expecting like, because when you've got the world of the really rich and snobby, like,
yeah,
that's kind of just what you expect,
right?
And one of them surprised me, so I liked that.
Okay.
Yeah. It was pretty decent. Like, it was your typical cartoon cover romance. So, yeah.
I just haven't gotten to it yet, but I think I have it behind me somewhere.
That was my week.
That was a good week. Do you have a fictional boyfriend you want to talk about?
Oh my God, do I ever. Zacharias Coulson. This boy. Listen, okay, I know that they're in high school, but in my mind, they're like in their 30s because that's
how brains work.
All fictional characters are my age, so it's fine. But Zacharias Coulson, like, listen, I know that I said that he was the bane of her existence and they were like rivals and like animosity galore, but like this boy, when I say he falls first, I'm a direct quote from Zach. And he's talking about a very specific situation, but I feel like this sums up everything. It was only you. It has always been only you.
I love that.
I can't. I love him. Oh my God. I did not think that I was gonna love him so much.
That's like a Noah Calhoun. It wasn't over. It still isn't over.
Yeah. So that's Zacharias Coulson. I love him. And by the end, I just, I swoon. I swoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love a good
that's my
swoon.
fictional boyfriend. What about you?
I think I'm gonna go with a fictional bestie this week, and Leah from Felix Ever
Ooh.
After. Love her. Love
Yeah.
her, love her, love her. She is gang.
She is.
She's gonna find whoever's doing this to you. She's
Yeah.
gonna confront whoever said something shitty to you.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna confront a misogynist, a transphobe.
She's
She's
gonna
just like
she's
not
gonna
here
do
for that.
she is, yes, she is everything. She's everything. I love
Yeah,
her.
I don't remember her last name, but Leah.
Did they say her last name? I can't even
I don't know,
remember.
maybe not.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I agree. We can be a bestie trifecta.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Bring
Yeah.
her into the fold.
Absolutely. She would fit in.
She
I
really
feel like she
would.
really would fit in
Yeah.
with the group. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay. So this is the point where we would have
An intruder alert.
an intruder alert,
But
we
we're
have a
not going to.
double feature next week. So
we're going straight into announcements and letting you know next week. Good Lord,
do we need
guys.
to do a drum roll?
I don't even I can't even, I don't know if I can say this without like dying. Next week, as Mandy said, we are having
This is
two
not a real sentence you're about to say.
we're having two authors on the podcast. First of all, that is insane. Second of all, the authors are Adrian Young and Kason Calendar.
Say it again. Say it again.
Adrian Young and Kason Calendar.
Saint's mother is going to be on the podcast. He's been part of the podcast since he came out.
I am shaking.
And now his mother will be here to talk to us. And Kason freaking Calendar too.
Kason Calendar, who stars in your eyes.
I know.
Stars in your I can't.
I know.
I am. What is life?
I don't know.
How did this happen?
I don't know.
Who? What?
This is crazy. This is crazy talk.
This is absolutely insane. I can't believe that this is a real thing that is happening.
And there's even more insanity coming,
dude,
down the pipeline. You don't even know, guys.
You guys.
Y'all have no idea.
This is
madness.
Was it yesterday? Was it the day before? I don't know. When we got that email,
I think it was the day before. Yeah.
I was literally shaking. Shaking. I was like, this is not real. I can't. What is happening? Who are we? This is amazing. There's so many exciting things coming. I can't breathe.
I can't either.
This is where I die.
I can't breathe normally, but I can't breathe extra right now. I'm over here congested and allergic to everything, but agree. Wow.
Saint's
so yeah,
mother.
this week's gonna be a little short because we're talking to Saint's mother and Felix's parent. I mean, I feel like Kason would want to be Saint's mother too. I mean, not Saint's mother, Felix's mother too, but
mother is a state of mind, just like daddy is a state of mind, okay?
Exactly. Yeah. So we're talking to Saint and Felix's mothers. Next week.
What?
Wow.
What?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Is this for
Chaos.
real?
I mean, I can feel me pinching myself, so
I don't know. That's insane. Okay, I have to tell you a funny story in relation to this because as I was getting ready to come in here to record, my daughter was like, "A kiss for good luck," and I was like, "Why do I need good luck? I'm just talking to Aunt Mandy." She's like, "For when you talk to the author, so you're not nervous." And I was like, "We don't have an author this week." And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, we have two authors next week." She's like, "What?" It was so cute.
Surprise!
Oh my god. And I think maybe we'll drop hints or names sooner on Patreon than we will on social media.
That sounds like a good idea.
I feel like that would be fun. If you want
Early
to know
access.
all of the secrets that are coming, because there are many secrets. Holy crap, there's so many.
I know.
Join us on Patreon so you can get in on the secrets because they're good. Oh my god.
Really good.
Every time I think about it, I
know.
What?
My heart drops through my butt.
I lose my breath. It's crazy.
I know.
I'm so excited.
Me too. I can't wait.
And
on that note, though, that's our announcements. And now I think it's time for a spiel.
A spiel. Okay. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you are listening to us. Please follow us on social media. We are at The Incoherent Fangirl on all the things. Please also visit our website, theincoherentfangirl.com, where you can stream all of our episodes as well as read our blog, which has so many book reviews. It's insane. I would also like to point out that today I fixed it so that if you type
Yay!
www in front of that, it will still work.
We're millennials, okay? We like our www. I didn't know that you could do like I knew you could type in a website without it, but I thought it would just autofill, like
Right.
auto-populate it.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't know that it was a thing without.
apparently there was settings that needed to be set, and I did it. So
Good
there we
job.
are. Thank you. As we said earlier, please subscribe to our Patreon, theincoherentfangirl.com/Patreon. You'll get early access to episodes. You'll get video episodes if you sign up for that tier. We're going to start doing exclusive deals eventually. I promise eventually. We'll
We
figure
just
it
got to
out.
figure out how.
Yeah. And like I said, we'll do some sneaky, surprising things, tell you some secrets before they go
Spill
to
the
the
tea.
general public. Yes. And then you can also head over to our merch shop, theincoherentfangirl.com/shop. We did add 2 new designs recently, which I'm very excited about. I think they're fun. They're very plain, but I think they're fun.
One of my nieces wore our merch to the Shelby Mahern event, and Shelby read her t-shirt, or maybe it was a sweatshirt, but she was like, oh, just kind of
you should have been like,
she,
we tried to have you on.
well, then she saw my other niece's outfit, and she did like the fashion outfit. Like she had little fishnet looking tights with hearts on them, and like a little red velvet skirt and a black turtleneck, and she looked very academic. And so Shelby was like, and this outfit.
Adorable.
I didn't want to step in on the moment.
For sure.
Yeah, merch. The merch is merching.
The merch is merching. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, suggestions, design ideas, you just want to tell us that we're pretty,
we'll take it.
We'll accept all of that in our inbox. Yeah. theincoherentfangirl@gmail.com. Yeah, that's what it is.
That Gmail.
There's a lot going on. theincoherentfangirl@gmail.com. We love hearing from y'all.
Yes.
And one final way to support the podcast is to rate and review on whatever platform you are listening to us on. Give us your words. We love
your words.
That would be amazing. She is at Mandy Perv on all the things.
And she's at Miss Made in China on all the things.
And once you have followed us on social media and you followed the podcast on social media, you can go do some self-care. It is the time of the year where self-care is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Go do some shopping. Visit our internet besties, starting with Here Comes the Nerd. You can go to herecomesthenerd.com, use code FANGIRL, and you'll get 20% off your first order.
Then, after you've gotten all your artsy fandom goodies, you're going to head to onceuponabookclub.com, and you have 2 codes to choose from. We don't care which one you use. We love you either way. We love each other. We love when each other's codes are used. You can't stack them, but you can use either code Karin10 or Mandy10 for 10% off, but just make sure you spell Karin right. Spell it like a cool Karen, not like a Karen. Okay, Karin 10.
And once you have gotten some nerdy goodness, you've gotten some bookish goodness, you're going to want some cozy goodness. Head on over to entrancingelixirs.com, use code FANGIRLT, and you'll get 10% off your order. But remember, unlike Karin, there is no I in fangirl. It's FANGRLTEA.
And then, of course, we hate this author so much. Amber D. Lewis, worst author ever. We hate her books, and we definitely don't think that you should go to amberdlewis.com and buy every single item that she has in her store, because why would you? Why would you listen to us after all this time? No, we love Amber. We love the Fire and Starlight saga. We can't wait for what's coming next from her. So yeah, go to amberdlewis.com and use code FANGIRL10 to get 10% off your purchase.
And once you are done supporting us and supporting our internet besties, I suppose it's time to support the show husband.
I guess we like the show husband a little bit. He's okay.
Even though he lies.
He tells stories about me that are not true. I am perfect all of the time. So yeah, you're going to head to searchersbelieve.com, or you're going to search wherever you're listening to this podcast right now for The Paranormal Mind. You're going to listen to that episode and rate and review, because they love your words just as much as we do. Maybe not just as much as we do, because we really like words.
We love
words. They like your words too. And then if you want to get some cool Searchers spooky ghosty merch, head to searchersbelieve.com and use code FANGIRL10 for 10% off. We still haven't gotten fall merch up yet because our life has been in chaos with the flooring. I'm looking at like a giant pile of Searchers gear that has to be put back away, and it's just a lot. We're gonna get some merch, some more merch up. Hoodies are coming. So Fangirl 10% off at searchersbelieve.com.
And remember, we will lie for you. If
Mhm.
somebody is trying to police your spending, you want to give away, congratulations. We're so happy for
You did
you.
it, bestie.
It's
We took it
so
down because
amazing.
we didn't want people to think it was still active, so we deleted the post, but you won our giveaway.
And it's crazy that it was that thing that you have been wanting for so long. Like, what are the
Yeah.
chances? The
Super slim, but it
the
happened.
universe was on your side.
Send them our way. Send them, yeah, send them, tell them to send us a DM, an email.
We
If you
got you.
need a
Thanks
banner
for
that
the
says you
instructions.
won,
Yeah,
yeah, Karen's good in Photoshop and I'm good in Canva, so we can do it.
we got you.
You did it. Congratulations.
And that was
That
the
was the
Incoherent
incoherent fangirl.
Fangirl. Thanks for listening.
We
We
love
love
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.
We are sponsored by our friends at Here Comes the Nerd. Pins, stickers, magnets, and more. Here Comes the Nerd has happy art for all fandom-loving hearts. New customers can use coupon code FANGIRL during checkout for 20% off their first order at herecomesthenerd.com. Coupon applies to ready-to-ship items only.